full circle. And when you come back to the beginning, you're wizened because of that journey. You know, you've grown, you've seen, like, the child becomes the parent or the student becomes the teacher. And it is this new beginning. And it's such a beautiful thing to think of right now. 'Cause all of, even like celestially, the moon and the full moon, it's just such a powerful time there. So yes, it's absolutely a new beginning for sure.
This is really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So it's early here in the morning at 6 a.m. in Australia. So I'm not sure how many Aussies we've got on yet in the morning. I will, yes, I can do it on here. I will share this to my group, and Bobby's just shared. Yeah, so this is the June Abundance Show. What are we going to be talking? Oh, hi, Vivi. I can see somebody. I'm not on my page yet, but I'll get there. It's been an interesting week for me, of releasing. Because, as many of you know, we've just what we're calling downsized, upscaled. There aren't any. Last time I did this show, I was surrounded by boxes. The boxes have all gone. The art is getting back on the walls, and by next month, I'll have a special Suzie office space with all my paintings and things behind me. So that's where we are. So, Bobby, I haven't actually planned this show. I don't know. I woke up thinking, oh, right. So we'll do a bit of free flow. I normally do a reading first, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Bobby to talk about the numerology of June. And I've just realised I've got my reading here. Let me just pull out June 6th.
1:11 right now, my local time. It's a beautiful time to be here.
Oh yeah, 6:11. It is too.
Right here locally, where I'm in North America, 1:11. Such a beautiful time, guys. And Suzie, I appreciate you getting up early for this, and for me, even being able to witness this and be a part of this energy. Hours before I experienced it here on the West Coast. It's just such an auspicious feeling. That we open the gateway. Because I'm going to be doing my alumni series 15 on the 6th at 6 p.m. at Pacific Standard Time. So there's going to be this gateway that opens at this moment that will just unfold and come to its culmination, tomorrow. So for all of the people who watch us that are inside of my family, inside of the numerology alumni, stay tuned for this. It's going to be a very powerful message, guys, we have today. And it's going to come to a very powerful pinnacle point come tomorrow afternoon in a few hours from then. So I'm super excited. The energy around a 6, it's like, this is one of my most favorite numbers, because, inside of numerology, when we see this number, we see a maturity point, and the maturity point goes inside of how we experience love, from a baby to a parent, and also how we experience wealth from working for it to working with it, and now it's starting to create as a community around us, and this sort of like investment starts to turn over. And so we get a chance to see a power inside of a 6 that, even to its shape, it looks like it's spiraling out. It looks like it's basically just getting bigger as it moves forward through the universe. And that's a wonderful mechanism to have. So when we see it, it's just this wonderful feeling to think this is a time for family. This is a month for, like really reflection of self. A lot of us are experiencing right now, because of the full moon as well, a brand new beginnings. And, if you're keeping up with what's been happening in the world, June 1st, a lot of people started opening shops again, and things started to resume, right? And it's just so peculiar how everything that's like, divinely timed comes in with this sort of like numerological sense of humor. And if you really start to pay attention to the pattern, you can find it, you can see it. So and of course, it's my birthday month, and it's Sally's birthday month. So,
it's Dez's birthday month.
Happy birthday, Des. Right. I mean, like this is a wonderful month for for birthdays and celebration. And where I'm from, the weather gets really good now. We're going into summer. This is the month of summer, so it's a wonderful time for us to
And
experience.
here, of course, winter.
Going into winter, so you're
Yeah.
getting all cuddly. You see how that also transcends though, because now inside of the colder months, where it's like, hey, we want to just bundle up and like stay close to the people we love. Like that's a wonderful feeling, right? So, enjoying and capitalizing on this energy, I would say, is guys, it's paramount. Like we can be like, because the four energy, we've been talking about this even last month, the passion energy of the five, we can get very strong in our conviction, but it doesn't hold the same value as being strong in your emotion. And when you have a love and a power of the feeling, that's what really, in my opinion, carries the day. I'm a June baby. I get this June energy, this six energy. My name is also inside of sixes as well. I see it as the intersection of wealth and love. And that's one of the most powerful universal mechanisms that you can use. And again, even on the negative side, even people who are depressed, they maybe don't take care of themselves. All they do is serve their family or serve other people or serve everyone other than just taking care of themselves because they're so altruistic. That's a six. That's a negative six quality. So I mean, like even at that powerless point, it's still in its service, and so it's very admirable. So I'm going to enjoy this month a lot.
I
And
love what you said there, Bobby, about wealth and love. I
mm,
mean, this show is called The Abundance Show, and the tagline is love yourself into abundance. So
yeah,
this is just absolutely perfect for what you're talking about. I just want to say thank you for everybody's here. Yes, please keep sending us love and hearts and everything else. And we've got I've got Jenny Watt, who's a fan of the cards as well, and Christian, who's in Europe, Linda Salvo, hi, Chime Alexander, hi, and I think Vivi and Stephanie Darling. So we've got quite a few people on already. So it's just, yeah, I sort of feel like it's time to shift and to really sort of move into this new energy. And we've got this new, we're starting a new season, as we've got summer here and winter here. And actually this morning it's cool, but I will let people know after this I am heading to the beach, and I am, if it's flat, going to still head into the sea. It's a bit like doing Wim Hof and going and having an ice bath, but it makes me feel alive. So this is great. Yeah. So
wow.
everybody, just as you're coming on, say hi. Drop in where you're from. And what we're going to do today, I'm going to do a full moon reading because of the full moon. Some of you will have seen there's some very, there's a lot of boldness and a lot of dreaming big that's been coming through in the readings that I've been doing, which says to me that's about growth. We can't
Suzie,
be.
when you did my 1 year reading back in the 2019, we pulled Be Bold for June when we
Ah,
did our reading back in the day. Just so you know.
wow. That was your June one. Isn't
Yeah,
that amazing? That was
absolutely.
really good. All right. Yeah. So we've got Jenny Watt saying hi, Suzie. She's in. Well, how would you be living in a place called Social Circle? Doesn't that sound amazing? Living somewhere that's actually called Social Circle, and here we are on social media. And I think that's in Georgia. Yeah. So I will let's all get centered and let's do a full moon reading. And so today the reading is going to be for everybody who's watching. Think about how it maybe relates to you and the and this full moon. And for people watching the replay, that because I will come back and comment on everybody's comments as well, and how it touched maybe your heart, or maybe this is just what's come to me now. There's maybe an action that's going to come out of this reading that's going to propel you from is going to help you release something, because the full moon is a good time to let go of what no longer serves us and to call in what it is that we want. What is it we want to manifest in June? Okay, so if everybody, first of all, I'm just going to have a glass of water. Frog in the throat. Hands on your heart, and let's all just close our eyes and take in a deep breath. And one more deep breath. And one more deep breath. And just imagine you're sitting at your window, or you might be on the beach, on a chair outside. You're looking up at the sky, and you can see this super full moon. It's shining so brightly. Its rays are coming down towards your heart. And it's whispering, let go. Let go to flow into freedom, your future. Let go. So think now of something that you do, that you know if you let go of. It might be a thought. It might be some words you speak to yourself. It might be physical stuff. It might be clutter. I want you to see that drifting off. It might be something you've written on paper. You might like to burn it. And it transposes into the sky. So we're letting go of all that is that one thing you've chosen that you know will make a huge difference to your life. Just see it drifting off towards the moon. And now, think of the one thing or two that you know that I'm getting this feeling we all need to step into something that is bigger than you. Maybe something you've been frightened to do. Or it might be just what you want to manifest this month. And imagine you've got this screen in front of you, and you've put your desires right in front of you. Just see the smile that comes in your heart, on your face, as this confident, bold you it's the end. Maybe it's the end of this, just hearing 90 days, like 3 months. This is a very important seasonal time of change. And here you are, your new life. And your heart is smiling and singing. Now let that screen go blank. Just come back to your heart. You might be feeling tingles throughout your body. I know my feet are tingling and my legs. Up through my legs, coming back up to my heart. And now taking another deep breath. And one more deep breath. And just let your hands fall down to your lap and open your eyes. And if anybody just wants to drop into the comments, maybe an emotion or a feeling, what maybe came up for you during that very short meditation on the full moon.
I felt like I was like letting go of anxiety and uncertainty. Those are what was coming up for me.
Mm.
You know, and then knowing what I know about the six and the reflection of it, that feeling that thinks, you know, there's an adult version or a responsibility looking toward it now.
Yeah. I had this feeling of I was thinking it was June, and then I got, oh, this is like, no, this is this whole season. And I saw myself really standing in my power, and with all the things that I've wanted to be shifting have actually shifted and have changed by then. A real sense, I got that real sense of freedom. Uh, so Stephanie says calming, and she feels very light-hearted. Hi, Dulcie. Hi, Alma. Ah, I've missed some of the comments, I think. Right. Maybe 6 a.m. in the morning is a good time for people to come online.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let's see. We asked for this full moon reading to be empowering, to be freeing, and to bring more success to us, and to bring in, for us to be able to take the actions that bring in joy. Okay, let's see. Okay, I've just got the first card that's come out is gratitude. And I got, as I was shuffling, this is our focus. This is the focus. And this is fascinating because those of you who are in my group, Manifesting Abundance Through Self-Love, know that we're doing at the moment 28 days. We're doing the magic. So gratitude. Gratitude flows from your loving heart and opens the doors to abundance. And we know that the more grateful we are, the more love we bring into our life, the more abundance and the more joy. So this is our focus for this full moon, is to be really, really grateful. So what I'm going to suggest to people who maybe aren't in my group and would like, I think we're at day 5 actually at the moment, not day 6. Would like to come and do that. I record it. If you haven't got the book, I'll give you a PDF. Otherwise, you can just listen to me. I read one chapter of the book every day that's been done on video. And then we'll be having this weekend, I'll do a live and we'll discuss where we're at. Because today's all about money, which is interesting that we're given that. Okay, so we're going to focus. The focus is going to be on gratitude.
And it's funny how that comes up at a full moon space where you're supposed to let go.
Yeah.
And the insight that unfolds for me right now feels like the things that I let go of in gratitude. I'm grateful that happened. I'm grateful for the challenge, because things you let go of are categorically stuff you don't want to have, stuff that's limiting you, blocking you. I don't want it in my life anymore. And we want to get it away, right? And we're like, oh, how do we do that? And then the universe says gratitude, like, you know, spirit speaking to us. And that's one of the most powerful ways to transmute that energy, is to actually appreciate what it did for you and what it brought into your awareness. You know, what was the silver lining? What was the seed of opportunity? How did it benefit you? Why was it a good thing? Like, what value did you pull from it? And how can you be grateful for it? Usually the mantra, the affirmation that goes through my mind when going through an experience is, you know, I'm grateful that this happened. It showed me how strong I am, how much I expanded. My heart had to get bigger through this experience. And I'm grateful that, you know, I have the ability to let this go and to own its power. So for me, I think the two are very beautifully related in the theme of a full moon, is that if you're expressing growth and you want that new beginning, we have to lovingly graduate the emotion that we've held, as opposed to just throwing it away or trying to let it go. It's like, let it flow and let it go back to the universe, so it becomes universal and potential energy again, right?
Absolutely. And I did, the interesting one is I've just condoed my wardrobe. And and I also got Des to do it too, where, and Marie Kondo has that wonderful thing as you give a piece of clothing, that whether we've mainly given everything to charity, is thank you for being in my life, thank you for giving me the joy that you have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing the same with some books and things as well. So it's being grateful for that experience. So this ties in perfectly, because I haven't quite finished all the letting go. Okay, so let's see what our challenge card is going to be. So our focus is to focus on gratitude. So that's me. And if you don't have a gratitude journal, this is a good time to get one. A new book, start off. Some people say, oh, it's so hard. No, start off with 3 things. I mean, the magic is 10 things every day, but yeah, start off with 3 things. And, just look around you. I'm looking up here. I've got electric light, I'm here. We're on Zoom. We have to be, Bobby's in Canada and here I am in, Australia. And we do this every month. So there we go. So let's see. Our challenge card is, I don't need this one. Our challenge card is patience. When you are patient, you are showing kindness to yourself and allowing gratitude to flow. So we've set some intentions. We've got some things we want to manifest. And I'm talking about, this is a 90-day, this is a 3-month thing. So yes, you do need to have patience with yourself. You need to take the daily action, but things won't transpire necessarily overnight. So we do have to step into that patience. And this has been one of my biggest teachers. I believe when I got sick and had all that time out, I really had to learn to be patient, because I'm not naturally a patient person. I'm a firstborn, I'm a Capricorn. I'm number 8 on an Enneagram. I've got all the qualities that are a bit challenging, this patience one. Okay, so let's see what we're now going to take action on.
It's funny because when you think about patience, you said teacher, you had a time of reflection. 6 is an energy of a reflection, and it also grants you patience the way that a parent would have patience for their little child, learning how to use a spoon or going through some sort of thing inside of life. Those who have gone through that experience are like, oh, I've been there. Oh, I know what it's like. I like, everyone can relate. Oh, I've been taken out and by the flu, and I've had to be bed rest, and I couldn't get anything done. I know how you feel, right? And that feeling is like, we've had that reflection, and even now you're like, well, I'm not usually a stationary person, right? I like to move around, do things. I'm very ambitious, and that feeling there says, oh well, sooner or later your body will still demand of you time and space for reflection. And if that was the challenge, it's interesting how now June brings a natural reflection and patience to the table. So I like to think it's a well honored and invited challenge to think, okay, good guys, we're in the month right now where patience and steadfastness is going to be the what carries the feel.
That's fantastic. I love what comes out when we do this together, because
straight up
you get a deeper perspective. And that, hi Julia, and Alma says, I love that, Bobby. Gratitude for what you're releasing. Yeah, that is really, really important. And now we have, so action. What is our action card going to be? Oh, this is very interesting, because this is what I talked about is to be in flow. And I've been told by 2 different mentors recently, just be in flow, Suzie. Just stop trying, because I've been trying to fit everything in. No, flow, get the house organized, allow the other things to flow. So your horizons expand as you allow your heart to open and flow. And then, because we talked about, flowing into freedom, flowing to your future. And Bobby will now have some wisdom to add into flow for June.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's again back to that wonderful connection point to think that six is like the moment where the student becomes the teacher. And in that space, I would imagine, trying to learn how to ride a bike when you don't are not confident moving forward, there is no flow. You're just afraid of the left and right. You can't balance properly. But once you have reflection, you understand you don't need the wheels anymore. You can start to run and flow. You look back, and now I'm in this space right now because my children are still figuring out training wheels. They're in the space now where they're having their first bike experience. And I'm looking back at this and I'm just like, I know how to do it. I'm not afraid for my kids. I know the power of training wheels, helmets, protective gear. Like I know they're going to be okay. And so I've got that patience to let them flow. I've got that patience to let them experience this thing in its space. If the challenge was that I didn't have reflection and I wasn't in a mentorship space and I was the one running down a rocky road without a helmet, could I be the one that's in anxiety? What if I'm afraid my child is going to hurt themselves? Would I not deliver that anxiety out? There's no flow in that. And so this is like the like a real world example of what we're experiencing. It's so eloquently put in these cards, Susie. Like the story comes together in a real relatable experience. You could take this in business. Nobody knows how to do this thing up front. Then they have to go through a process. They've got to do the inner work, and then they start to show some outer results. And so the same thing happens. You have to be patient, and that's the challenge. Is a lot of people aren't. And if you are, it starts to just flow. And even before you're like, oh, we didn't plan this show. I'm like, yeah, we did. Last year we planned on this.
We did. Yeah, you're right. We planned every show.
And then we put it on the calendar, and then that was about as much planning as we got. And then the rest is just patience because we're gonna get there. And now it's just flow because it comes out, and what's divinely timed needs to express itself. And it's so beautiful to think that as a spiritual conduit, I get a chance to plug into your energy as a spiritual conduit. So it's a beautiful connection.
And vice versa. It works brilliantly.
It's so cool what we pull out.
Yeah, I just think it's it's a beautiful connection. And Bobby and I have are blessed that we've actually met one another in person. And we were hoping
to see you again in person.
We were hoping it was going to be this year, but there's not going to be any travel from this part of the world this year. This is like a consolidation, given that we've just moved as well. Right. Now, outcome is acceptance. So being accepting of yourself. Accept and love yourself unconditionally, and then you will shine your light. Now, I talk about loving yourself into abundance. If we don't have that self-love for ourselves, and I haven't got my mirror here today, but the one question I'm going to ask everybody, because I did it this morning, lying in bed before I got up. How many of you this morning have either done it while you're lying in bed, or you've actually looked in the mirror as you went in the bathroom and said, there, that is amazing. So we've got, I love you. I really love you. There, he's got a mirror there. I love you. I really, really love you. And I want you to look into those beautiful eyes, or if you do it while you're lying in bed, just say it. And then just feel all the love flooding through your body. It changes how you start your day, because once you've done some gratitude and then you're with love, you become much more accepting of yourself. I mean, I did daily love vibes yesterday, and we got the compassion card. And I was surprised because there's a couple of people who really say, oh no, no, I don't do that. If you're not compassionate for yourself, how can you be compassionate for the rest of the world? If you're not accepting of yourself and the love that you are, it's sort of a bit like you can be in a whirlpool, just going round and round in circles. And I know that because I've been there. But when we get to that love, when we get to the love that's within us, we can allow, we can flow into our future. But what I'm finding is a lot of people don't want to do this work. Yeah, it can be painful, but that's why I love working with entrepreneurs, doing their readings, helping them, guide them through this, what they sometimes find a bit painful to do. But what it does is it transforms. You know, when I first did some readings with Bobby, he wasn't doing this. He wasn't saying, I love you, Bobby. I really love you. And look, now it's just part of his daily existence.
It's part of my modality. Honestly,
Yeah.
this conversation shows up, and like almost every time I have a session or a meeting with someone, when it comes into the topic of self-love, it's a space that's the hugest opportunity. That's the most undersung. We're raised to take care of other people, to achieve, to show that we're bigger, that we have more, that we're the best, and yet we neglect ourselves, and we are a society that says if you're invested in yourself, you're selfish, and that you're self-centered, and that you shouldn't do that for you. And it's been so confused, because then instead now we're absent to the fact that we need to love ourselves. And it's almost like you're like, oh, it's being stuck in a whirlpool. It's like being a phone without a battery. It's just a dead antenna. And
I
there is
love that. That is brilliant. A phone without a battery. Yeah.
you're not in an energy flow. You're just sitting there in a dormant and a potential, and you've got the most powerful technique device in there, and it's like, nope, no juice, because this person doesn't feed the electricity to themselves. They just gave it back out. There was no plugging into them. And and the electricity, it's like an outlet. The universe, it's like, go put your hand in the water, go put your foot on the grass, and sit there for half an hour and cry if you have to. Like at the end of it, you're going to feel pretty good. Like you're going to get re-energized. And that's just a huge, a lot of people, it's funny. I was saying this to a friend of mine. Medical science is going to label stress as the official killer, the most like horrible disease you can have is stress. And yet when they talk about positive energy and love, it's this voodoo technique. It's like such a woo-woo experience. Oh, positive vibes, or and it's so weird how yet it's such a clinical term when it's on the negative, but it's such a spiritual thing when it's on the positive. But I'd like to think that you definitely, acceptance is, it's kind of like, if we look to nature, a plant gets accepted by the ground, and they form a symbiotic relationship where the earth will hold its root structure and give it a network of communication, while the plant now wants to raise into a tree and grow into something stable. And once it does, the ground has accepted this small, sweet little emotion, or this sweet little idea, and it's turned into a legacy entrepreneur, or like a very powerful business organization, a leader. And there's a power in there that can't be ripped out or that can't be taken down. It's accepted itself. And before, when we're small, we can get snipped away pretty easily. That's where we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. At a 6 energy, this acceptance is like, there's a reason why it's at the end of the cards. And if we were just to accept it up front, there would be no personal growth, spiritual change. Like, we have to go in kicking and screaming. We want to be an entrepreneur. Oh, limiting belief, block here, money story. Oh, self-worth. My daddy did this, my mommy did that. And then, oh, that's why I can't be successful. But I wanted to be. And then now I'm here in the middle of nowhere. And that's the challenge that we're all in inside of entrepreneurs. Some of us never get up from there, and we just quietly go back to work, and we just stop that entrepreneur dream. The others of us, like you guys watching, Suzie and myself, we've committed, and we're like, no, we're going to do this anyway. I'm going to fight this dragon. I'm going to go through this direction. And we're there because there's acceptance at the end of it. Like the universe says, even through Suzie's cards, there's flow at the end of your patience. There's acceptance at the end of your flow. Like, these are a good looking story that emulates where we are.
Then we can expect miracles. Then we can expect miracles.
Absolutely.
But this really ties into the meditation I did. We can expect miracles when we've stepped through all of this. We can allow the miracles to come. And to do that, I'm leaving you with this one, and I'm challenging everybody. And I'd love to see it in the comments as well. What is your big dream? Are you dreaming big enough? And it was just, I decided we needed 6 cards. It's June. So that was always 6.
Nice.
Dream big. And this card has come out a lot in the last 2 weeks. It says to me that it's stop playing small.
Yep.
Because I've been doing a bit of that as well. So, but make that dream really big. Make it something that really gets you out of bed in the morning. Make it
Right.
something that is, going to be changing the world. What's the passion and things that you have to change your life, to change the world, to make a difference. So this has been a very interesting reading. We've got the focus of gratitude. We've got the challenge of patience. I will write this up when I come back from the beach. Get into the flow to be accepting of yourself so you can expect miracles. But underlying all of this, you've got to have a big dream. Dream big. What is your dream that will create ripples of change for you and the world? And that's really, really important at this time. There are so many of us out there who have a very special message. And there's a lot of people who need our message. If we're hiding it away, we're not serving ourselves. We're not serving others. We're not serving the world. The world needs your message at this time.
It's such a wonderful epiphany and like eureka moment, watching you do this. I'm like, those cards aren't just, the spirit's nice, like loving message for Suzie and Bobby. This is a recipe of the universe. This is how plants grow, and this is how families are produced. Like, this same sequence is literally how the entire universe was built, or how reality comes together. And so it's interesting how it's showing up for us at such a time. It's almost like spirit is trying to convince us to be a natural mechanism, and we're moving against our flow all the time because the challenge of life and being a human and separateness, and we have to get these mystical cryptic messages that says, come on, be patient, like get into flow and into gratitude. Gratitude is where the magic begins, and where you can literally expect miracles at the end. It's just such a like promise of joy that this is the map of alchemy, and we get a chance to see it. And if I look at that, I'm like, wait a second, I've seen this before. This isn't a new sequence. This is something that you should expect, that says if you follow this instruction, you're going to get cookies at the end. And if you're baking this, you're going to make something that you can expect, that you're building a recipe. So I appreciate these cards being pulled out today. This is so profound. And for those of you guys watching this live, I'm appreciative that you guys are here, because this is for you. This is literally, you're supposed to be here to see this.
I'll just read you a couple of the comments. It's amazing. Stephanie Darling, what a beautiful name. Wow, each of these cards are so connected with where I am right now. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Stephanie, for being here. Love you dearly.
Appreciate you, Steph.
Hi, Beth. Beth Elaine Haynes is my wisdom intuitive mentor who's the other co-host on the last Friday. And we had a very, very powerful reading last Friday as well. Hi, Brenda. And Brenda, nice to meet you as well. And somebody saying, wow, what a beautiful call. Well, thank you, everybody. This is just amazing. Very, very special. Now, I'm just looking at the time. We were going to do, we were going to pull somebody out, but I haven't set Zoom up like that. Zoom's changed things. I can't quite work out how it's all going at the moment. Bobby, did you want to just give an overall reading rather than pulling one person out to do numerology this month?
Yeah, I was feeling called really to let you guys know about that 6 energy, and the reason why we're feeling so good and cuddly. Mm-hmm. And this is a family time, and so I'd like to just let all of your unsupportive family off the hook. Okay, if anyone's feeling a challenge with your family, they're not quite there as a role to just baby you. They're more there as a role to push you. and that can feel a bit confronting. But in a 6 energy on a 4-year, we can feel stable and sturdy, that this is the discipline that raises our vision, that raises our backbone in life. And I appreciate that from my family. I was once too young to appreciate that. I was once a young, angry teenager who thought I hated my parents and I don't ever want to be like them. And I think we all kind of go through that. But when I become a parent, now that I have the reflection of being a parent myself, it makes me honor and respect that relationship even more. And it's a beautiful thing to behold. So, in terms of the overall energy that's going to affect us all, the people who watch this, you guys are connected to us and to me because you have that love, that 6 energy, that connection energy. You want to be here with us. You watch us all the time. You're part of our audience. And there's a reason why we're inside of a community. And we use those words like we're family. And, and like, I can't wait to see Suzie again. I see her on camera. I'm like, man, I remember when I was in Brisbane and we were in there and it was like, this is it. And I want it to be like, I can't wait to see you guys again. It will happen in divine timing.
Yeah,
but there's a love
right
in the air. There's a family in the air. And especially, the house here, it's birthday month. So we're celebrating so much. And for me, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me give out that message of joy. You may be at wit's end trying to convince your family or, get your word in edgewise. Stop it. Just stop. I like to tell to my kids, stop fighting. And like, but he did this, she did this, and he did. I know everyone does everything, but just stop fighting. And that feeling is, let's just be love and let's just enjoy. Because now, and then I called my sister today. It was my little nephew's birthday today. And everybody wants to happy birthday to my nephew. And, this their cousin, right? And I remember being at throats, cats and dogs with my sister. Now it's like a pleasure to connect with her because it's like, I miss her. We're not on the same, like I'm on the island now. And so there's that family feeling that brings us close and brings us together this month. And I hope that you guys all find space to find that, because some of us aren't lucky enough to embrace our parents anymore or to hold our family. And it's like we can't take that for granted. And even looking at my children, they're going to see their dad today or over the weekend. And that kind of like, it chokes me up a little bit to think that there's a father out there who doesn't get a chance to experience his kids. And here I am blessed that I get a chance to experience these little monsters. They're my little tiny monsters. They're my sweethearts. The behaviors like you would expect any small kids to be, but the reality is that, I enjoy the fact that I get that blessing. And, we take that for granted to think, this guy's got to drive over to see them. And he doesn't get a chance to all the time. So count your blessings. And that's a wonderful way to end this call, to think.
I think so. Yeah,
you said gratitude.
definitely.
The first call
Count,
we pulled,
yeah,
right?
very much.
So
count your
them.
blessings is
The doorway into gratitude, right?
Doorway, yeah, and the doorway into abundance, more love, and more joy. I want to thank Bobby for his wisdom and for the magic that he brings to this show every month. I want to thank all of you who've been here, and if you're watching, #replay. Love you all. What's upcoming in the Abundance Show is actually getting some direction. Next Friday I'll have on Patrice Douglas. We're going to be talking about boldness and color and branding in moving forward with abundance. And the following week we're having Melissa Groom on, who's the visibility mentor, who also has a very interesting story in her life. And then the following week we'll be back with Beth Elaine for our end of June. And then we'll be back to Bobby. So we're actually planned. Somebody told me to get a schedule and it's actually done.
7/7 is going to be when we connect again. Guys, this year's screaming past.
Yeah, 7/7 is, it's going really, really fast. I can't believe we've been here just over a month. And it's just, I'm thinking, wow, it's so fast. Everything is moving fast, even though maybe the world at the same time has slowed down. But I'm noticing here on the roads, it's getting back to a different newness. But the traffic and everything, which was beautiful for a while, is back again. Thank you. Oh, hi, Marsha. I didn't see you there. Thank you, everybody who is being here. Hi, Nerida. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Yeah, it sounds great. And if anybody wants to join the magic, just send me a message or come and find Manifesting Abundance. And don't forget, Bobby has a beautiful group as well, the Numerology Alumni.
Of course, yeah, that's for clients only. So it's a
Yeah,
very
clients.
beautiful
He
invite
has a
in there.
clients only
And
one.
then, yeah, and that's
Um,
tomorrow. We're going to be doing a broadcast for the alumni series. So for anyone who's watching that's inside of my group, it's the once a month webinar and a live Q&A. We have a great time. It's a party, and it'll be good times this time. So
that
come
sounds
and join.
good. And
Yeah.
I think I'm not home. Unfortunately, going out to somebody else's new housewarming.
Oh wow.
So once again, everybody remember, release, call in the new, be grateful, but remember to dream big and love yourself into abundance. Namaste. Bye.